It's Loving the Strange with Carrie Jones and Sean Farrar. Loving the Strange, a podcast for weirdos and those who want to be weirder. Embrace the strange. New episodes every Saturday, live streaming Fridays. Loving the Strange. Check us out. Hey, welcome to Loving the Strange. We're really not in the podcast zone yet.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. We've been talking to our eldest daughter.
Yeah.
About army and love things.
And
I've been dealing with like some drama about my graduate school.
Oh my God.
And we've been trying to corral the puppy. Which is
wasn't that hard.
I think it was a little bit hard. It's a lot of chaos for me, honestly. Sean is chill with it. Sean's like, yeah, man, I used to be a cop. Nothing bothers me. But I have only been a children's book writer, and chaos.
That's not all you've been. You've been a mother and a wife.
Oh my God.
And you went to college.
You can't remember a single thing I've done, can you?
You've been a newspaper editor.
Okay, good.
You've been a reporter.
Good.
You've been an award winner in both the writing and newspaper industries.
Yeah, you don't remember it.
You've been a photographer. I don't remember the names of the awards. I'm going to tell you something about writing right now. Awards don't make you no money. So I don't remember the name of the awards. I remember the name of the bills.
What is wrong with you right now? Oh my word. Oh my word. Okay, so anyways, hey, welcome to the podcast. Obviously live, because how unscripted is this?
Yeah.
Pretty unscripted. And welcome. Tonight we're talking about
yeah. I said mom.
Caitlin over on YouTube comment said that I am a mentor, a painter, a best-selling author, a friend, a mom, a wife, a sweater wearer. And honestly, I'm about to divorce Sean and marry Caitlin. I'm about to marry Caitlin if she'll have me. But
Let's see in Canada. You're trying to go down south, baby.
I don't know what that means.
Don't tell me Caitlin lives in like South Carolina or something.
No, because
then I'll be done.
She's kind of like more Midwesty.
Oh, Midwesty, all right.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, I love her and I appreciate her so much, and she does a much better job than you, honey, about saying who I am.
Especially with the friend part. Right
I know, and you're sweater wearer.
Friend, well, I've been trying to shrink those puppies.
I know.
So you have to get rid of them.
Caitlin's like, he did say mom.
I did.
He did, Caitlin. But of course I'll have you. LOL always.
Is there a way to ban somebody from our podcast?
Never, Caitlin. Because I'm marrying Caitlin next. If Caitlin will have me, I'm marrying Caitlin.
I'm just kidding. She says she'll have you.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna marry Dee, and I'm gonna marry Caitlin, and then all is gonna be good.
He does live in Georgia, so.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, don't get any ideas, Sean, because Dee is pretty adorable.
We just started the podcast.
Actually, we'd both be marrying up because they're both so beautiful.
Jesus.
No. All right, anyways.
I wouldn't do them a looking good.
I know. They'd be like, what did we do? But we'd be like, yeah, score! Caitlin and Dee, yes! Anyways.
But you're beautiful, baby. I was only speaking about myself.
Yeah, like
let me
liar.
Clarify that.
Lying liar who lies. Anyways, back to the point of our podcast.
There's a point?
Not really. But today's podcast is about things people randomly have seen on Google Maps or Google, what's the other thing?
Well, you said
Street View.
Google something in the title. So
yeah.
I took the liberty of expanding it to include Google Street View.
Okay, Dee is obviously working for Sean because she just said, I do live across the street from a Sonic.
Dude, I've only seen a Sonic once in my entire life, I think, when we went to Oklahoma.
And to up the ante, D said, I get half off drinks all the time. LOL. D,
Dude.
stop trying to ruin my marriage, D.
Don't they have like chili dogs and really good food?
I think so.
Oh, God.
I went to a Sonic once when I was in Oklahoma, and then another time, twice on book tour. And Steve Waddell, my co-author, brought me to that Sonic, and he was like, "You cannot have lived until you've gone to a Sonic, Carrie." And he's from Oklahoma, so I sort of believed him, and he was right. It was a very big experience. Like,
keep talking up those Sonics, baby.
I know.
I'm gonna get me a ticket to Atlanta.
I know, D. He's gonna like leave me in 2 hot seconds and run to you, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, but they're both so beautiful. They kind of deserve each other, and I won't even be able to be angry," which sucks, honestly.
I think, did we even go to Sonic in Oklahoma when I was with you, or did I just see it?
I think you just saw it.
I think so too.
I think you just saw it.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I can't believe it. The closest I've come to a Sonic is driving by it and then meeting that guy from the commercials at the Improv.
Oh yeah, the Kid Improv. So there's a guy in the Sonic commercials.
Not anymore, I don't think.
He used to be in the older Sonic commercials, and he was a very thin white guy, vaguely receding hairline, balding, and he comes to Bar Harbor often in the summers to perform at Acadia Improv. And so Sean got to meet the Sonic guy from the commercial, which is its closest connection other than D with Sonic.
Tasted a Sonic product.
Okay, anyways, our point today is that we are talking about weird things that you find on Google Map.
Or Google Street View.
Or Google Street View.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things from Google Street View is talked about on the travel.com article, which will have a link in the podcast notes and also on carriejonesbooks.com, blah, blah, blah. And at number 9 on their list of the top 10 things is Japan's pigeon people.
What?
Yes.
What are they, half pigeon, half human?
Well, no, because that would be way cooler.
They raise pigeons on the rooftops.
No. I'm gonna share the image for those of you who are on watching us live versus just listening to the podcast later. But basically, Japan's pigeon people, the Google Maps place.
Oh my God, they've got pigeon heads on.
Yes. Google Maps, as you all know, makes like images as the little car drives by in all the regions of the earth. And as they were going through a place in Japan, they saw a sidewalk full of people wearing normal clothes, but wearing pigeon heads. And they said, quote, "Japan is the home to quite a few weird and unusual things. From strange restaurants to unusual vending machines, it's safe to say that Japan is a really unique country. When the Google Maps camera was making its way through Japan and documenting the streets, right?
Yeah.
It caught something that's weird even by Japan's standards. On one street, right, the camera caught a huge group of people wearing pigeon masks and standing in the street. That's not quite true. They're standing on the sidewalk.
Yeah, it looks like a walking path to me.
Yeah. If you click down slightly to go past this group of people, you can see they turn to keep watching the camera as it went by.
Maybe somehow they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I feel like a couple of the pictures I've seen, people must have known the Google car was going to be going by.
I kind of love that though. Like if I knew the Google car was going by, what would you do, babe?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Depends on how much notice I had, I guess. But if I had enough, I'd put on our Bigfoot costume and go walk down the sidewalk.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like You'd want to do, like, you totally want to do this. Like, how would you not want to dress up? I'm going to show you another image of it. Like, how would you not want to dress up, wear some pigeon masks or a Bigfoot outfit, which is what we have, or a lobster outfit, and just wear
Which we
that?
also have.
Like, yeah, we have a lot of outfits. I just realized.
Well, you're into that role playing stuff, baby.
I wish I was more into that role playing stuff, but yes. And like how amazing and cool is it that these people just like wore those outfits and like just got so into it. Like if you
I don't know if it's as amazing as the woman with no body.
What woman with no body?
Right? You just went by
Oh!
her. She's got nothing from the waist down.
If you look at this image, if you're on us live or watching us on YouTube, like after the fact, there's a lady and she has two ladies who have no bottom halves.
Well, the other lady's just naked, not naked, but missing from the knees down.
Yeah, that's a little weird, isn't it? It's a little weird.
I'd say that's just like some sort of weird camera glitch.
Anyways, Liz says it's so awesome. Hi, Liz. We're glad you're here. And Doug says hi. Hi, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
And Carrie says greeting from beautiful Vancouver Island.
I bet it is beautiful right this time of year.
Do they have pigeon people in Vancouver Island?
I don't know.
I want to know. How do you not want to know?
Well, I didn't say I don't want to. I said I don't know.
But what's really intriguing to me is that not only was this coordinated, we expect for like the Google Map image to happen, but all those people had pigeon masks.
Yeah, that's like, it must have been. Maybe that was like the Japanese version of the horse mask. Remember when that was such a craze?
Yeah, it was a big craze. Allegedly, according to the Coachella Valley, I'm sorry for my language, preserve.org, there's a lot of pigeon symbolism and meaning. Did you know this?
In what? Meaning?
Meaning in like different cultures and religions and pigeons. My mom was horrifyingly afraid of pigeons and all birds. And because she thought pigeons were like rodents, basically.
A lot of people think that. They're like, their nickname is like Flying Rat.
Yeah. My mom was a 100% believer that pigeons were flying rats. But to be fair, my mom was so afraid of birds. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch Donald and Daffy Duck cartoons on TV when I was a child.
That's insane.
But the meaning
literally.
of... I know. She had a big phobia. She's dead now.
Still.
She was not killed by a bird, though she really thought she would be. She was killed by diabetes. Anyways, the reasons, like, pigeons represent like survival and inner strength and communication and feeling chill in a big circle of humans or pigeons, and they're determined and they're persistent, and like they have so many really beautiful meanings. Yet why were people having those pigeon masks in Japan?
Because pigeons are cool in reality.
And
you can eat them. They're smart. You can train them.
Yeah.
Like homing pigeons, they're smart enough to go back from whence they came.
Yeah. And that's like what's so intriguing.
They're just pretty cool, really.
Really, they're super cool. Dee says my friends calls pigeons street chickens, which
yeah.
I have definitely heard. And Liz, hey Liz, says the pigeons could be a transparent theater project where it's not obvious that it's performance. Like when 10 people all go into a store and each buy the same thing.
They should all go to the hardware store and buy bird food.
Liz, you live in Bar Harbor with us.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, and I'm pretty sure that you all have in your house a T-Rex costume.
That's not a pigeon, baby.
I know, but what if Liz or Art, her husband, dressed up as T-Rex and we dressed up as a unicorn and a lobster or a Bigfoot, and we all went into Parody's Hardware in Bar Harbor? This is our town clerk, so I'm vaguely worried that she
I'm
might
thinking
lose her job.
She's probably gonna nix this idea, and I don't blame her.
But it would be amazing and so much fun. You know, it'd be so much fun. I kind of want to do it. Caitlin said, I love how much you two find out about each other during these things.
Oh, Caitlin, I've always known Carrie was attracted to women. That's just a thing. She would leave me for a girl like you in a hot second.
It was a hot, amazing, brilliant girl,
That's what I'm
woman
saying.
like Caitlin. Yeah, probably. But Carrie said, not really pigeon people, but there's quite a few people who dress up as old growth tree fairies. I need to move where Carrie lives.
No, that's pretty cool, actually.
That's amazingly cool.
Well, what's the difference between an old growth tree fairy and a
new growth tree fairy?
A sapling tree fairy.
Hey, Carrie will explain it to us. Quote, and wander around, and then there is the orca folk. I need to go where you are, Carrie, because that sounds way more much fun.
Vancouver Island, baby.
We gotta go, babe.
There's probably some Bigfoots there too.
I know. Susie said my husband raised pigeons when he was a teenager. Okay, Susie, I'm so sorry, but you're not allowed to comment on our podcast anymore.
Why?
Because Susie's life is too amazing.
It seems to be, actually.
And I have some envy issues. Susie has lived all over the world, had all these amazing experiences, and even her husband raised pigeons. Like, you can never hit a topic that Susie hasn't had.
That seems to be true.
It's amazing. Susie, you're amazing. I want a memoir about your life.
Well,
like,
wait, you
right now.
might want to read her next comment before you get too embedded in this.
I double dog dare you.
Yeah.
Oh, Susie, I would do it in a hot second.
We're going to lean on Liz to be our out.
Susie, you have to lean on your daughter-in-law to do all this because it's amazing. Liz said, what would be the funniest thing to buy at the hardware store? Oh, Sean, that's all you.
Oh, well, I don't know. I would think they don't have them there, but if they did, it would be like the Bigfoot would buy a Jack Link's beef jerky. Because their mascot's the Bigfoot.
So Bigfoot's buying Jack Link's a big beef jerky.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he could buy a barbecue grill.
Or some
and
skewers.
The lobster could buy a lobster pot.
No, that's so cannibalistic. What about the unicorn? We have a unicorn outfit too.
The unicorn is not like a hidden costume at all. It's like wearing a life ring with a unicorn head.
I like the unicorn costume though. It's so happy. All right. So Caitlin said, I support this decision. I'm hoping it's the decision where I marry you.
I think it is. I think you're going to Vancouver Island, baby.
No, Caitlin's not in Vancouver. Carrie is in Vancouver. And Caitlin
You're going to the Midwest.
Oh, stop.
Don't worry, it'll be another couple years before they dry out too.
And Doug said, I have lots of old growths, which is
Doug.
really funny. Liz said maybe the lobster would want a fishing rod.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice, Liz.
Catch some food because lobsters.
And Susie said Big Art could show up at the hardware store as little bunny foo-foo.
I don't really want to go any further with this conversation.
I totally want to go
Susie
further.
and Big Art are having the furry thing. I don't need to know about it.
I totally want to go to Parodies. And I want all of us to dress up. And can we please do this? We'll make a video. It'll be amazing. Dee said the unicorn could buy paint. I do need paint.
Yeah.
Dee. So I think that's smart.
A whole rainbow of paint.
Chris Walsh, who actually lives here in town with us, that poor human, said, I know the topic is pigeons, but I was wondering if you realized that in 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, Maybe you can hire the A team. Boom, dude.
I can't believe you read that whole thing.
Because it was awesome.
So Caitlin's in Missouri.
Can you hear that?
Can I hear what?
Ready?
What?
Can you hear the A team music?
I can, but I'm in the room with you.
I hope everyone can hear the A team music because it's amazing.
Oh.
All right. Anyways, that was all for Chris. Caitlin lives in Missouri. Caitlin's telling us, I'll move to Missouri,
Yeah.
but you should really move
You
here,
should
Caitlin.
DM the exact address and Carrie will do that.
And said, you two
She'll
are
put that
killing
in
me.
Google Maps and find her way there.
Said, you two are killing me. I'm laugh crying. From what I've seen, old growth tree fairies can hold their liquor better.
Oh, hell yeah.
Haven't seen a Bigfoot, but I have seen someone fall in bear poo. Oh, that's nasty. Bear poo is nasty. Susie said, I made his costume. That would be old art. And mine was the good fairy. So do you remember what old art was wearing, Sean?
Yeah.
What was he wearing?
Something bunny foo, little bunny foo foo.
Yes, it was. It was little bunny foo foo. And Dee said she could indeed hear our A-Team song. All right. So anyways, Chris Walsh, thank you for always randomly showing up and making the podcast better. All right. Moving back to weird things that you can find on Google Maps, right?
Yeah.
Because allegedly that's the point of our live podcast.
I got one right here.
All right. I'm ready.
And it's fairly tame. But I think it's pretty funny. And it's a prank in progress.
Okay.
And it's from Mashable.com.
Okay.
And I don't know where it's taking place, but it's obviously right on this. It's a car parked on the street, against the curb, legally parked.
Okay.
In front of a salon.
Okay. Like a beauty salon?
It says salon gallery, so I'm assuming so.
Okay.
And the people are all watching, like 6 of them. And this one lady's running around the car with like one of those handles with like you wrap furniture in like industrial saran wrap. And she's wrapping up the whole car. It's already wrapped up, really.
Okay.
But
I'm so scared.
that's it.
That's it?
That's what they're doing. It's a prank. They're pranking somebody.
And like they caught it on Google Maps.
They were doing it while the Google car drove by.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll get better.
All right.
Don't you worry.
Okay. In the meantime, Carrie said, hey, Chris. Carrie and Chris are talking. And Carrie says, hey, Chris, I love it when a plan comes together. Sayar, hi. In India.
Sayar, it's about time.
So Sayar wakes up to watch this.
I know, it's crazy.
But hello, and we love you. And Susie says, I saw my daughter going from her car to her house in Hawaii. I had a really weird, not to bring the podcast down, but of course I'm going to, because I'm from New Hampshire and that's what we do. I looked up my dad's house in Goffstown, New Hampshire, and my dad was an adorable little hobbit man and died very quickly from lung cancer that we're assuming he got as a volunteer firefighter in the days from when you couldn't have like really good masks and stuff. He died of cancer in like 2 weeks, right? And he's adorable. My dad was super cute. Like, I would like to say he was 3 feet tall, but he was really like 5'6". Adorable little hobbit guy. And I went on Google Maps and I looked up his house randomly for some reason, and he was there.
Out in the yard?
Yes.
No.
And I never want Google Maps to update because there's my like adorable little dad just like working.
You could have screen capped it.
I know, but I wasn't that smart because I'm stupid. And he's adorable. And he's like, I don't know, watering his little spruce trees. And my dad was all about the trees. And it was so cute. Like, yeah. Google Maps is amazing. Like, we Google mapped our own house. And we're like, oh my God, look at those cedar shrubs in front of our house.
So tiny.
They were itty bitty because it was before we bought the house. It was somebody else's house at the time. And we're like, oh, look at that. Also, the trim of our house looked a lot better back then, Sean.
You actually couldn't see the trim in that picture, but I knew you were going to say that.
Because
that's your thing right now.
it's my thing. Our trim
Well, hire
was
somebody
rotting.
to take care of it, baby.
Well, if Chris Wallace had worked on houses instead of cars, I'd totally be hiring him right now. All right, so Dia sent me something in Messenger, which means that I have to go onto Facebook. And Sean, you have to carry the podcast.
No way.
Yes.
Okay, so I have one, and as the car is driving by, and it's like this little outside.
Oh my God.
Semicircle seating area where people congregate, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in Canada or what, but it's a bunch of dudes that are older, a little older than us. And one of them's reading the newspaper or something, and he's wearing like a Speedo. It's really disgusting, but it's quite funny.
Okay.
Because he's not wearing anything else but that.
Oh man, can you send it to me so I can share it?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right.
I wouldn't know how.
And just send it on Messenger like everybody else.
Screen cap?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and then just send it.
Carry the podcast for the rest of the podcast.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to share you all something amazing that Dee shared with me.
Yeah.
If I can. Here we go. Look at that. So Google Maps is just like going through. And what do they see? They see a very small round table with a beautiful Grammy like tablecloth upon it. 2 wrought iron chairs on either side. A nice tablecloth upon the circular thing. A banana on one side and apparently a phone on the other side. A little potted plant. And on the one chair, we have a man, I'm assuming, via the lack of boobs or a very flat-chested woman, wearing a horse mask, holding a banana that has been eaten one bite and a flamingo beside it. And I've got to tell you that humans are so interesting. Like, I love the fact that a person will just like be like, oh, the Google Street guy is coming by. Go out, go out, go out. And then like set up with like a banana and a horse outfit. And like it's gorgeous and it's so beautiful. And it's like one of my favorite things about humanity is that
but how do they get that notice?
I don't know.
Their friend down the street calls them?
Probably. I totally feel like we'd miss that opportunity. Like,
I mean, I've got one here that's obviously the same thing. And it's 2 guys that are in like full-on dry suits with flippers and snorkels and masks running across the road.
Really?
Right in front of the Google car. Yeah.
Really?
Like they're ready to jump off the back of a boat. But they're just running across the road.
That's so cool, though.
So they must have known it was coming. But a lot of them didn't. I sent you a picture.
Okay, I'm gonna show Susie's picture first.
Yeah.
And it's a man, and he's fully dressed in a like a 4th of July Star Spangled.
It looks like Uncle Sam
vest.
It is 4th of July finery.
Baby, I think you need some 4th of July finery.
That's what you're for, baby. Just hold my arm. My finery.
I don't know. No, that's not. But like Susie sent this, and it's like the most amazing image of a giant white guy with a hat and like a 4th of July, just
red, white, and blue. It's all stars and stripes.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
The old school style, not like
it's a gorgeous image, and like I'm kind of sad that I've never seen this in real life because it's the perfect depiction of Uncle Sam in a happy way.
What 4th of July is supposed to be.
Yeah, man. And it's adorable and beautiful. And thank you, Susie, for sharing it. You all, if you don't get to see the images, if you go to CarrieJonesBooks.com and look up Loving the Strange.
Don't make it sound so boring, baby.
I'm so sorry. I'm just bored when I say it. I'm not good at marketing.
Did you find my picture?
I will find it.
Email though. It's in your email.
All right. So, anyways, hold on. Liz said, "OMG, inspired by the story about Carrie's
How
dad."
about I read that? You go find my picture.
Okay.
OMG, inspired by the story about Carrie's dad, I just went over to Google to look at the house my mom grew up in that they sold a little more than a year ago. I'm glad we have some good pictures because now it's photos of the foundation of a new house after the old one was completely raised. Holy
No.
crap!
No.
I didn't know they updated Street View that often.
Oh no.
That makes me feel good though. Now I have a chance to be one of those people like naked ass in the window. You know what I mean?
Honey, I really don't think that you should have your naked bum bum in
Why
the
not?
window. No, it's just
Then
not.
nobody will spend any time looking at our house.
Are we trying to make people not look at our house?
Yeah, until we want to sell it. By then Google will be back.
Oh my gosh. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to show your image, but
You gotta show it just as it is.
I know, but I can't seem to upload it. Anyways.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
You want me to tell you about
Maybe.
it?
I'm afraid. I'm
So-
honestly afraid.
It would be so much better visually, but
Hold
I can
on,
do-
let me keep trying.
So the Google car was driving down a road,
Okay.
like inner city, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
And it's got there's a man and probably a woman, judging by how she's dressed, but the potential female has her back to you,
Okay.
and her left hand is sticking out like maybe it's holding a cigarette or something, and the right hand is hovered just above the guy's belt, which is in his pants loops of obviously undone pants, which are way below his waist level.
Mm-hmm.
And they have blurred out where her hand meets his penis.
Okay.
So homie's getting a hand job out in public when the Google car drove by.
Okay.
I think that's incredible. I think that should be an art exhibit. Not this picture necessarily, but it should be included in the Google Street View art exhibit. How cool would that be? Why are you not answering?
I just don't know.
That would be so cool. That's like modern art.
I'm truly just trying to process it all, baby.
Okay, think about this. How many cool pictures, although I don't see any, Google Street View cars must have captured, and it's not cool in the sense that, oh, this is how it should be. But it's like National Geographic style gritty of like homeless people under bridges and stuff.
Yeah, I bet there's a ton of those.
Like that's like a whole coffee table book they must have, and they're not showing them because it depicts, the nasty side of reality. But it's part of life, and this in there are it's just glimmers in that gritty, dirty, unfortunate world is beauty. Awesome.
That's very true.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Okay.
But then there are things like the giant pink bunny in
What?
Italy.
Little bunny foo foo?
No, it is sadly not little bunny foo-foo. But let me see if I can zoom in on this. And
Oh
show-
my god, what is that? It's a pink bunny.
It's a pink bunny. And Dee
What
sent,
is it made out of?
Dee sent us this link. And I honestly do not know. But it is apparently, according to news.yahoo.com, a giant pink bunny that geek.com showed at these certain coordinates on top of a hill in the Piedmont region of Italy. And like you
That's
have
a little
to,
bunny too.
if you imagine this, like if you look at this image, it's a huge bunny. It's
It looks
larger
like
than
a
a
bunny
house.
got shot by a hunter. A pink bunny got
It
killed.
totally looks
And
like
it's
that.
just laying there waiting for the coroner and the funeral home to drag it away.
Apparently, it's part of an art collective. It's a giant stuffed bunny. Its name is Hayes, part of a massive, quote, massive art project. And it just is laying there on the top of a hill. Oh, we got a 404. But like, if it's
For
like,
what?
I was trying to get a better image of the
Oh,
bunny.
okay.
But like, if you imagine, like, you're just perusing, like going through Google's maps, and there you are in Italy. You're like, I'm going to see some beautiful olive groves or like towns, blah, blah, blah. And there you are. And you see a giant, dead looking, stuffed pink bunny.
Dude, it totally looks dead.
It-
It looks so dead. It's crazy.
What would you do, man? What would you do?
Well, number from the ground you couldn't see what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but from the air, like if this was 1,000 years from now and the new Google Earth captured that image through the trees, because
Yeah.
they'll be grown up,
Yeah.
people will be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
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 Why waste a bunny that size? That could feed a whole neighborhood.
It's stunning.
Wrap it up as a gift.
All
That's my boy. Thinking with his wallet.
right,
I got one that's pretty funny.
let's hear about
And
it.
I don't know where it is, but it's probably in an affluent neighborhood.
Okay.
The car's not that hot. It's maybe a Saab convertible.
Okay. It's hotter than my Subaru.
And it's a brick paver driveway, like parking area.
Okay.
Excuse me. And there's a big dog laying on its side with all four of its legs out, like it's just asleep.
Okay.
And there's some other stuff in the driveway. Maybe some of it came out of the trunk of the car.
Okay.
And there's some other items, possibly cleaning supplies. And in the trunk of the car, which is open, is a naked man. So
Okay.
the thing is that it looks like this naked man's coming out of the trunk of the car. I, in fact, think the naked man is cleaning and that he's sitting in the trunk of the car
Okay.
because he's got something in his hand and he's like rubbing down the gasket area where, you close it and it seals. Like he's really cleaning his car. And he's not wearing any clothes, but he's cleaning the hell out of his car. And that's not it. I don't know how to tell a story to make you interested, baby.
Oh, that's so mean.
Naked man didn't do it.
I'm not into naked men randomly. They're scary to me. What?
Nothing.
Oh, all right. So if you go on, this is an awkward segue from.
Naked man?
Yeah.
How about Little Bunny Foo Foo?
There's nothing hotter than Little Bunny Foo Foo.
As long as he's not that dead bunny on top of the hill.
Dude.
That was Little Bunny Foo Foo.
Why would you go there? Oh, wait, can we have a sideline?
No.
So all my life, I've built my. No, we're doing it anyways because I'm in control.
As always.
All my life, I've been a newspaper reporter / editor, and then I segued into being a children's book author. And in my head, that's still where like most people know me. You know what I mean? Like, hey.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I hit that. Like,
yeah.
I did that.
Yeah. I hit that.
I hit that.
I hit that.
Bucket list done. New York Times bestselling author. Boom.
That's not what I hit that means, but okay.
In my head, it is. And my adorable asexual head, that's what it means. And then we went to this event in our community on Wednesday. And nobody who came up to us was like, oh, Carrie. Yes, Carrie Jones is a children's book author, blah, blah, blah. Everybody was like, Carrie and Sean have a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all
That's true.
talking about this podcast.
Yeah.
And
None of them are here right now, and they're not saying shit.
no, he didn't. And it freaked me out because I was like, no, please don't let this podcast be what I'm remembered by.
What?
No, because I'm not. This
Make
is
you cooler, baby.
this is not the pinnacle of my pride.
The pinnacle of your pride?
Yes.
What is that?
I mean, it's not what I'm proud about as a human being.
If
Like,
the
I'm like,
pinnacle of your pride is not produced by your loins, what else could it be?
writing books,
Okay.
trying to do good in the community.
Okay.
Not this.
Never.
This. Caitlin said, I'm interested. You're doing great. And Liz said, whoop, here we go. Do you want to read what Liz said, Sean?
Liz said, Jeepers.
Jeepers. I love Liz. Because no one else would write
Jeepers,
Jeepers.
Shaggy. Went to the
Shaggy!
town my dad lives in and tried to remember which way to go on Street View from his house, which looks the same, to the 16th Street Park with the town pool. Oh, maybe it's closed because the town government doesn't want to pay for a couple more years. But anyways, and that is also under construction. Last time Street View was there, my whole childhood is gone.
Isn't that the worst, Liz?
No,
yes.
you guys are looking at it the wrong way. Your childhood is only in your head now.
I went to the house on Hardy Road in Bedford, New
It doesn't even
Hampshire.
exist anymore, does it?
Will you let me tell the story?
Okay, I jumped ahead a little.
Yeah, I kind of ruined my entire story for Ari.
Sorry.
Anyways, I went to, all right, so I grew up in this house, and everybody thought this house was haunted that I grew up in. And it was, but who cares? They called it the Witch House because it's a brown ranch house built in like 1960 by my dad, Llewellyn T. Barnard. And it had floors that you put your marble on one side of the house and it would roll down
That just means it wasn't level.
the way to the other side of the
Not
house.
haunted, not level.
And it was an adorable house up on a hill in Bedford, New Hampshire, right by the highway, Route 101. And
The house on the hill.
the house on the
But it
hill.
wasn't haunted.
But it wasn't haunted. It was totally haunted. And my sweet Hobbit dad built it, right? And I love this house. In the sense of like this is where I spent like my birth to 8th grade when my mom moved because it was commercial property and she didn't want to pay the taxes anymore. Anyways, so I lived in this house my whole life and I forgot my point. But when I went on Google Earth and looked at where the house was, it was just gone.
It was.
Yes.
We actually drove by that location and discovered it was gone.
It was
as well.
Definitely gone. And a giant like for sale sign was like, build your grocery store here. And it was heartbreaking, Liz, because like there was like my childhood and like it was just didn't exist anymore. Like this house that was so secure and permanent to me as a little kid was just gone. Like this house that my dad made with his brother and all the beautiful lilac trees and trellises of clematis and like gorgeous landscaping gone. Sean laughs. Sean doesn't get it because he's from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
My house is still exactly the same.
I know, it's so unfair. So unfair. So Dee has found some more weird images that we have to find. Carrie says Marvin the Martian is way hotter than the freaking bunny. And Caitlin says, I take offense. I love this podcast.
Oh, those people weren't being negative about podcasts, were they? We were just surprised they knew about it or listened.
Yeah, they were like, they were introducing us to other people, Caitlin, and they were like, oh, Carrie and Sean have this amazing podcast.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know that it exists?
They were listening up.
You listened to it? Really? Like, we were totally freaked out by the fact that they even knew it happened. And it was weird because my identity has nothing to do with this no offense to the podcast, but like has nothing to do with it. And I don't think Sean's does either. Does it, baby?
What? I was zoning out.
Yeah, I know. You never listen to me. Like, does your identity have anything to do with this podcast?
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, how are people introducing us as this random little bit of who we are?
My identity is boiled down these days to 2 words.
Oh, Caitlin said, no, that Carrie didn't want to be known for it. LOL.
Oh.
Honestly, Caitlin, yeah, I'm sorry. This is
You
not
know
my
what
proudest
my
work.
identity is?
What?
You know what my identity is?
No, I don't
Boiled down to 2 words
I don't think
nowadays.
I don't think I want to know what your identity is, boiled down.
Carrie's husband.
No.
Yes, it is.
It's
Don't
arm
even
candy.
lie. No, arm candy, sure, in some circles, but mostly I'm just Carrie's husband. They don't
No.
even know my name. I'm surprised they don't call me CH.
You're so full of poop.
I am not.
You're totally full of
You know
poop.
I'm not.
You're totally full of poop.
What?
Dee shares some stuff for us.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Do you want me to share it?
Yeah.
It's creepy.
All right.
All right. Ready, Matthew McConaughey
You
wannabe?
go ahead. I'm gonna look up flights to Atlanta.
I know that you and Dee are making me nervous. I'm really scared about this.
Come on.
I don't want to. I know you're going to leave me for Dee.
Let's see what they are, man.
All right. First off, I'm going to show you this image for myself from Memphis, in which I find one of the most intriguing shares, honestly, on the Google Maps.
Yeah.
Just because to me it's so interesting. So it's a giant industrial complex, and on the rooftop of one of them, it says, "Come downtown and play."
Where?
Exactly.
Oh, down there at the bottom.
Yeah, it's like
on the gray rooftop.
It's on this gray rooftop in this
Yeah.
industrial complex in Memphis, Tennessee, captured by Google Earth, right?
Yeah.
And boom, it's right there, written in an adorable font.
What exactly does that mean? Is that like a house of ill repute?
Honestly,
or is it just like a nightclub?
It looks photoshopped to me because there's a lot of weird stuff going on around that image, but that invitation, come downtown and play. Like, how creepy is that? Honestly?
I don't know. It's almost like the never mind.
What?
No, I don't want to say.
Oh.
Like, I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, all right. Then I'm going to respect that.
Okay.
So,
like legally.
So Dee sent these images. Can you see these?
Oh, I got that one. I know what it looks like. Yeah.
All right. So Dee, who I love, and hopefully we will one day have a podcast with as soon as I can.
We have already once.
No, like a real podcast every week with just Dee.
Oh my God.
Because that would be amazing. Although it worries me about you running off with Dee. But I'm going to try to deal with my pride and insecurity and jealousy and let us have this podcast because Dee's that amazing. I couldn't even hold it against you if you ran off with her. But anyways, Dee has sent us this image, and it's a Google Street View, and it's like this place in France, like Lorraine, apparently, and it is on a balcony, and it's a bike.
It's not just a bike.
How would you explain what's next to that bike?
I don't know.
Babe?
Like, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's like and it's I don't know. It's like an anorexic person wearing a costume.
I don't even know if it is so.
Like, it's so thin, and it's scary.
It's so scary.
It's like the head is so large. It's like an alien.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the only thing you could think of. It's like an alien.
The eyes are
because
shining.
No human could be that thin with such a big head.
The head is almost as wide as the shoulders.
Oh, I know what it is. It's a bicyclist.
What?
You know I have an affinity.
Sean does hate the bikers.
Like not just bicycle. I love riding my bike, but you know, if you like own something that looks like a team jersey and you're riding a bike,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're better stay out of my way on the highway. Because they think they own the road, but they never pay attention to the rules of the road.
He does get really, really cranky.
They don't stop at stop signs.
And they go the wrong way on our one-way street.
All the time.
All the time. We live
And
on
I'm
a
not talking recreational bicyclists or child bicyclists. Because I love riding my bike and I don't care about rules, but come on. You can't whine if you don't obey the rules. How about that?
All right. That works.
All right.
That works.
But anyways, that's a scary figure standing there to that. He's obviously a recreational bicyclist and cool in my book.
All right.
But it looks like an alien.
It totally looks like an alien.
Like, there's no other way that I can think to describe it.
One of the weirder things that are on the Google Maps thing is a bunch of mannequins in dumpsters in Chile. Like at first glance, let me see if I can get the image for everybody who's watching live versus listening to it afterwards. But there's like a whole bunch of mannequins in a dumpster in Chile, and it's horrifying because when you first look at it, you're like, oh no, those are people. Oh my God, they're all dead. But it's actually mannequins. So apparently someone threw out like 12 mannequins, and the Google Maps truck, car, SUV, whatever it is, like zoomed right by this dumpster.
It's not even a dumpster. See, it's individual trash cans.
It's like 5 of them.
So they're sticking out of like 3 different trash cans, and some are laying on the side of it.
And it's creepy, man, right?
It is a little creepy.
It's like creepy, yeah. And it's like, what were they doing? And one of my favorite things is this right here, number 3.
What is that?
It's a red lake in Iraq.
Why is it red?
Exactly. Like if you go on,
why is it red?
It's just outside of Baghdad, and it's called Lago. And I apologize for my inability to pronounce this, but it's Lago Verhermo Lake, and it's no longer red like it was 10 years ago. It's green, but it was because all of the slaughterhouse runoff.
It was blood?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if that's true.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a ton of other like
looks like they decorated the lakes for Christmas.
Yeah, it's like this brilliant
green.
It's a brilliant bright red, right? Like
and greens on either side.
On green lakes on either side. But it's just honestly the color itself is a gorgeous color if you can like separate from the fact of what made it that bright red color.
There's no lakes in Iraq, number one.
No, they're all man-made.
This could be a reservoir, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're all rectangular and man-made.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, some people think it's like algae that made it that color. Some people think it's a water treatment process. And some people are like, no, it's because there's a slaughterhouse nearby. And we may never know, but the color itself is pretty freaking spectacular, honestly. Doug Marshall was really into the naked mannequins. So maybe
who said they were naked?
They were naked, Sean. There were no clothes on those mannequins.
Oh, well.
Did you know?
I mean,
did you not notice?
No.
All right.
You know.
You're old man now. You don't notice the nakedness of the mannequins.
Not with mannequins. No, I'm socially surpassed that. You know. All
right. There's one more I have to make sure that we show before we leave and move on. And again, it is a Google map thing from this original site that we sourced, thetravel.com. And it is basically a very old dirt road. It's a 2-lane highway.
Mexico to me.
I thought it looked like the North American West.
Maybe because it's very arid.
And it says, quote, Nothing weird about a group of friends standing in the desert with creepy masks on, right?
One of them's a horse head mask.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know what one's a scream mask.
Yeah. One
One's
looks like Freddy Krueger, possibly.
possibly a Krueger mask.
Yep.
Everybody's got a weird stance on too. Like all their shoes look dirty.
They totally knew Google car was coming.
I feel like they did.
They had to.
Anyways, there's 4 friends, quote, were spotted on Google Maps standing in the road, staring right at the camera. And I've got to tell you, staring right at the camera itself is kind of creepy. Quote,
It's the best. They did it right. They did it right.
although it's likely that these friends just saw that they were driving in front of the Google Maps car and decided to get out and mess with anybody checking on the street, it's still pretty creepy. Because who just keeps all those masks in their car?
That's right. There was a gang of bank robbers.
Dude, it's so weird. Like, these people, like, Caitlin said, it's the purge. And Caitlin, you were right.
You know what? You've got one more image to pull up.
I do?
Yeah, because Susie said she sent you a message of the little bunny foo foo costume.
Oh, all right. I'll go look for that. But you have to talk while I do
got
that.
to see little bunny foo foo.
All right.
Ever since you taught me about furries, I've had this thing about them, and I just.
Should I talk about that?
What?
My original. All right. So,
you just talked about that recently.
all right, then I
On the
won't.
podcast.
All right.
Huh?
It's not like everybody listens to every
Well, you
single
can. You go ahead.
podcast.
You go ahead and talk about it again.
All right. So a long, long time ago, I didn't know that things like furries and cosplay really existed to the extent that they existed. I went to a con.
Oh, it was a con?
A convention in Oklahoma that my publisher sent me to. And that's where I met Steve Waddell, who I wrote a couple of books with. And I love Steve Waddell. But when I went to the con, I was dressed in basically Liz Claiborne sweater sets, right? Like looking like a reformed cheerleader is what I look like.
Sweater wearer.
And I am a sweater wearer, as Caitlin knows. And everyone else was dressed like Klingons from Star Trek or furries and all these cosplay things I didn't understand and didn't get. And I'm from Maine. I'm halfway across the country in Oklahoma. And I freaked the heck out. And I was like texting my agent at the time. I'm like, Edward, I don't know what's going on. Help me. Please help me. And he's like, do you need me to send a helicopter to come evacuate you? And I was like, yes, I think I might. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And then I met Steve Waddell, and he was like, Carrie, just follow me. And he was this big, he's not as big as Shawnee because it's hard to be as big as Shawnee. But Steve is a terrifying presence, even though he's like one of the most mellow, chill humans I've ever met. He'd walk down the halls of this hotel and he's like, do not venture off, Carrie. Stay right in my wake. I will part the crowds for you. Do not go in a hotel room. Bad things will happen. And I just followed him through, like just followed in his wake throughout this entire conference. After Melissa Marr, another writer, set us up on speed writing author dates or something, like speed dating with an author. It was terrifying. What was my point, Sean?
I don't know, baby. I'm just chilling.
Anyways, that was
your beautiful voice.
Oh, you're such a liar. That was the first time I realized that furries were a thing. It was a long time ago, obviously. And I was terrified because I am stupid and from New England and had no clue that this was like this whole
You're not stupid.
beautiful section of our culture of writing and creating. I just did not know. And there was a lot of intercoursey things going on that I didn't know about either. And Steve and I just went to Sonic.
Interhorsey things?
And yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And I had no idea. And I felt really clueless and incredibly stupid and really embarrassed. And yeah, it was bad. What, did we have a point?
Baby, that was all you. That was all the Gary Jones show.
Oh, I forgot the point though. Oh, I think we were trying to show the
You
image
were going to show an image of Little Bunny Foo Foo.
that Susie has shared, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the image. I was just biding time and then I got lost in my rabbit hole. This is the image that Susie showed. Oh, it's just really cute. And if you are not with us live visually, it's an adorable lady with bright white hair wearing a hospital gown, holding a little bunny against her hospital gown. And it's just the face of the bunny. And people are in the background laughing hysterically. And it's adorable. And apparently, this is Little Bunny Foo Foo. And as Joseph said, and Joseph has a great novel that will eventually someday hit everybody and knock their socks off. Joseph said, the point is, whenever in doubt, always cosplay. And I gotta tell you,
I like that
yeah, man, that's true.
But I want to know who Dee Harris would dress as if she went to the SDCC. Which I don't know what SD means, but CC must be Comic Con.
I know.
What would you dress as, D?
D, we want to, before we leave, we want to know what you dress as. Caitlin, what would you dress as? Because you're a future spouses. What?
I want to keep my wife here and me.
Okay, so it wasn't a hospital gown.
Marvel or something.
Susan says it wasn't a hospital gown. It's a full PJ on her mom.
PJs. Like a nightgown.
Yeah. And Dee says that she agrees with Joseph. Always cosplay.
Dee's answer is San Diego.
Oh, San Diego Comic Con.
But that's not the answer to who she dressed as.
And oh man, Dee will eventually have to tell us. Sean, who would you
dress as San Diego?
Sean, I know you're not a cosplay person.
You guessed that right.
But what would you dress as? Like, the world is gonna end if you don't dress up. What are you gonna dress up as, Boo?
Oh God.
I know.
That's hard. I'm gonna go as Light from Death Note.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Dude. Not Aquaman?
Yes, Aquaman.
Alright. I was feeling a little Aquaman.
Actually.
Alright, Dee says that she has a few and one requires body paint.
Just like Aquaman. Body paint.
I can see you as Aquaman. I don't know what I would dress up as.
Trident.
Tridents are cool.
I just gotta put the. Never mind.
Tridents are cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm so bad at dressing up.
John Bell.
John Bell would be. Hey, John.
He must have survived COVID.
John, we hope you're feeling better from the COVID. And Beetlejuice is a fantastic costume. Susie says Art and I would go dressed as Fufu and Good Fairy and read the story to my brother class, which is adorable. Dee would be Gamora, which is awesome. Honestly, I'm gonna marry you instead of Sean now.
I don't know who Gamora is.
Which is why I am marrying Dee instead of you.
Come on.
Nope. I now claim Dee.
Come on.
I have Dee and Caitlin. And let's see. Little Bunny Fufu is adorable.
All right, I'll go as Gamora.
You don't even know who Gamora is. That's cheating.
What? Well, if you like it so much, that's what I want to be.
Nope, too late. It's all over. Babe, do you have any closing comments?
No, other than I had fun.
Have you had fun?
Oh yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Let's get going and put on our costumes, baby.
All right. So, anyways, everyone, thanks for listening. We apologize for this being the weirdest live podcast ever, with honestly no point. Blah blah blah. We're creating a new, cooler, more professional podcast coming up soon.
More professional, but not necessarily cooler.
Yeah, probably nothing could hit the pinnacle of cool that this is.
I know.
Dee says I have to show you who Gamora is, and yes, I honestly
Let's do that tonight, baby.
I don't have the green body paint for
Oh,
tonight.
we got
But
green food color now. We'll just mix that in with some olive oil and put it all over your body.
honestly, I'm so old. I'm like,
I'm gonna put the
oh,
plastic
that would
sheeting
ruin
on
the
the bed.
sheets.
I know. I just said I'm gonna put the plastic sheeting on the bed.
We're too old for that.
We're
man.
gonna slide our
We're
way
just
to
too old for that.
ecstasy.
Sarah, it was good to see you, my friend. Goodbye. And Susie said, call those homing pigeons home. Be well.
Not until we're done with the role play.
You don't even know who it is.
All those feathers in the oil. I don't know.
He has no clue, dude.
Well, you liked it. That's all that matters.
He has no clue. I love you, Shawnee.
Is that like Sodom and Gomorrah?
No, it's not. Oh my God. Your Pentecostal background is shown through for us. Shown through again. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Loving the Strange. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, embrace the strange. New episodes every Saturday, live streaming Fridays. Go get your strange on, friends. Thanks for listening.